I'm deeply bothered that not only could I not speak to my old lawyer, now that I have a new one, I can't contact him either. I said, I'm terrified that Mariah didn't do what I asked. She said that she wasn't representing me, that she was representing the idea. No, ma'am. You're representing me. I went to jail. I stood up against abusers with guns. I sit on probation, unable to defend myself and unable to enjoy the freedoms that I was promised. I made the arguments that got her to the Supreme Court. I deserve the right to be heard and represented fully. I said it is my right. I am tired of my rights being spit on and stomped out by tyrants. This is not the America that I grew up in. I said I gambled years in prison to not even be heard. I said it's soul crushing. I said, please hear me, do the right thing, and set your ego and fear aside. I said they don't trump the Constitution. God bless you. And then I see the oral arguments. And I'm pissed more. So I file a supplement. I said, I was finally able to find and watch the oral arguments made by Mariah. I said, I am appalled at her responses and lack of knowledge. This is not a representative of mine. I said, it's clear that she was never a representative of mine. I begged her to represent me and she refused. Every question she was asked, I have an articulate and direct answer for, and I blatantly disagree with half of her answers. I said, I caught this charge on purpose just so that I could tell the truth. I said, if you allow me the opportunity, I will be respectful and calm. I will answer your questions more quickly, articulately, and with more facts and detail than she was willing to or capable of providing. I said, I have suffered such great struggle and loss, and it is my position that the fundamental right of carrying a firearm is unique from other rights. I said, I do believe that you should look into my criminal history and question me on that. I said, I do believe that you should include my YouTube videos. I said, I do believe that I have the unequivocal right to carry a gun inside that police station. I said, I have specific and concise reasons and examples as to why that is. I said, I can point to specific cases and laws to support my stance. I said, please allow me to answer your question so that you can make a fully informed choice. I said, God told me to carry that gun into the police station, and he told me that I would stand before you. I said, please don't deprive me of my blessing and my opportunity to set a wrong right. I said, a wrong affecting millions of hardworking, free people for 100 years. Please allow me to stand before you and plead my case. Please do not confuse my YouTube persona that I use with Austin Mahana. My YouTube name is Agent Trenchcoat, a character. I made that name because we called the British Redcoats in 1776. It is my position that the ATF is the modern Redcoat in America today. Hence the name Agent, ATF, Trenchcoat. I said it was a slur against the British Army.